Good morning and welcome to this edition of the Topical Discussion. I am Simon Kagwanjala, and we're in the heat of the campaign season. There is one person to watch, and that's the regulator of information. That's the Uganda Communications Commission. There's been a lot flying around, speculative, real, true, but well, we got the man himself now, the Executive Director, Honorable Nyombi Tembo, to speak to us on how the communication terrain is shaping up ahead of elections. Good to have you, Honorable Tembo.
Thank you, Simon.
And a very good morning.
Morning. Morning, our viewers, and morning, my friend.
Will
it has
you
been quite
switch off internet on 15th?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, as per now, as we talk today, nobody has indicated to me that there is necessity to switch off internet. Like I've been saying, and I repeat here, there are three major stakeholders in this who may advise, who may complain that there is a problem. And as a regulator against that claim, complaint, we may start to assess the situation and see whether the claims are credible, warranting switching off the internet. Because let's look at the would I call it the economics or the situation. You have to balance. The benefit of internet are so enormous that all of us want our internet to be ubiquitous, to be on everywhere and all the time. The benefits are so enormous. But definitely, anything that has such a benefit, if it is weaponized, for example, the three stakeholders whom I'm going to outline, to mention, if they mention and the government, for example, saw that the benefits, these enormous benefits, against the weaponization of the internet, the weaponization now is raising the benefits in a particular period. Internet may be switched off, maybe. That's what happens everywhere. But as I told you, as per now, as we talk now,
do you find it desirable anyway?
Nobody has even whispered to me or indicated no signal, because sometimes you even act upon signaling. You'll see stakeholders signaling. I haven't received any signaling of any sort that internet should be off.
To what extent has this speculation about a likely switch off affected communications?
Well, I don't know how people wax on speculations. Speculations obviously are not good because they are very disruptive. People would leave what they should be concentrating on and they start thinking about something that may not even happen, something that you can't imagine that it can even happen. So very, very disruptive. So ours is to reassure the nation that as a regulator, if internet were to be switched off, definitely somebody would whisper to me. I've told you of the three stakeholders. Who are these? The consumers, for example. They can really initiate this conversation because you know that we listen to consumers so much. They are major stakeholders. What you call consumers, the operators call them clients, the politicians call them voters or citizens. They can say, there's a problem here. You regulator, what are you doing? Internet is doing this and this and this. Social media is killing us. I haven't heard those from the population. The population, everybody's saying, we want our internet all the time. The requests I receive every day on my desk are, we don't have enough, the signaling here is very, very weak. When shall we get 4G in our area? We've heard of 5G in Kampala. We also need it in Gulu. We need it in Arua. When are we getting connected? We are not getting voice. Are these people covering up 90% as per their license? Those are the pushes, the pressures I always have. Another stakeholder are the operators themselves. The operators may have issues which could be technical. Sometimes these issues could be technical. When they will come to regulate and say, hey, we have a technical glitch, I think we need to put it right. Before we put it right, we need to switch off the internet for some time. They have to file that. No operator has told me that they have a technical glitch. Another stakeholder is government, very, very major stakeholder. Because this stakeholder is so critical because he has capabilities to know things the other two stakeholders may not know. Do you get me?
I do.
Yes, because they have statutory eyes and statutory ears. All of us human beings, me and you have 2 ears, we have 2 eyes. Is that so?
True.
Government as an institution, as a legal entity, has other statutory eyes that see beyond the horizon, that see beyond the minds of the population, that see through the walls, that go where me and you can't go. They listen in. They can predict situations before we know what will happen for them because they have those capabilities. That said, nobody from government has approached me that their special ears, those statutory eyes are seeing something brewing up that will require switching off the internet. So as a regulator, if I haven't gotten these signals, why would I come here and say, yes, I think your speculations are okay? That's why I'm conclusively saying, as far as I'm concerned, as of today, 7th January 2026, the year of our Lord, at 22 minutes. You see, I'm very, very particular. At 22 minutes past 7 East African Standard Time, nobody has told me, no signal I've gotten that internet will be switched off.
So, but there is a likelihood which you can't rule out.
I mean,
there could be.
In life, likelihoods are always a reality. For anything, not only internet. We leave our homes with our newer, very, very sound vehicles. Who would know that this very, very good vehicle, just after a few kilometers, will cause you an accident? Or it will just switch off and you see what has happened. These situations happen to us day to day. So life is that. So as a regulator, as an institution, I wouldn't really dare go into that astrology or predicting what will happen the next second, the next minute, the next day. But I'm giving you the reality that switching off internet is not a business as usual. It's a key declaration.
I would imagine that during this heated season of elections, of campaigns,
yep,
you have all eyes and ears on the ground. What have been your key observations on how media has driven the narrative around elections?
I think I would say generally, I see improvement in the whole ecosystem, especially when we look at, see, communication has 3 aspects, but I think the most relevant aspects today, I won't talk about postal and courier as a regulatory space because I don't think it's very, very relevant in what we're talking about. What we are talking about today regards to broadcasting and telecommunication. Broadcasting and telecommunications, the 2 subsectors of communication. The third one,
which you oversee.
Which I oversee. When I go, I'll start with the broadcasting. For the past 2-3 years, I see professionalism emerging, very serious professionalism. I see enhanced adhering to licensing obligations of the majority of our stakeholders since the transition from the old licensing regime to the new licensing regime, which is a bit robust in the compliance measures which we put in place. I see enhanced compliance, which is good. Professionalism is emerging, so that's good. The sector is a bit sanitized a bit, which is good and which should be applauded. when we go to telecommunication, the emergence of social media has come up with a sort of a mixed basket of opportunities and challenges. A lot of challenges in social media, because the concept of citizen journalism,
yes.
That's where has really emerged. Citizen journalism.
Is it problematic?
Everywhere. It's the conversation globally, because everybody with a smartphone, with a head, is a journalist now. Is a journalist. That's why the issue of information, misinformation and disinformation and malinformation is becoming the number 4 global threat. Misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation is among the top 4 global threats. So you can imagine what this citizen journalism has brought about, and social media. Much of the intention of social media, whatever platform you will talk about, the intention of social media were mainly 3.